Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Hanuman. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Hanuman. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Hanuman. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Hanuman. 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 Jai Siya Ram, Jai Bajranga Bali, Baba Hanuman. Jai Bajranga Bali, Jai Hanuman. Sankatamochan Kripanidhan. Sankatamochan Kripanidhan. Jai Siya Ram, Bajranga Bali, Jai Hanuman. Jai Bajranga Bali, Jai Jai Hanuman. Sankatamochan Kripanidhan. Sankatamochan Kripanidhan. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Hanuman Gosai. Kripakarahu Gurudev Kinai. Sankatamochan Kripanidhan. La Langote La Nishan. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Hanuman. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Hanuman. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Hanuman. 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 Jai Siya Ram, Jai Hanuman.
And then gently find your seat. So make sure that you're crossing your shins, closing the eyes, allowing the hands to rest on the thighs or the knees. And just take a few moments to arrive to your mat. So it's a little bit fuller than usual. It's kind of nice, right? We are winning in this crazy race against the heat. So, just take some time to notice how you feel. Take time to feel the temperature in the room. Make sure that you're sitting up straight, so you don't want to slump in. And a good way of doing it is finding the back of your sitting bones. So make sure that you're not leaning forward. And then begin to lengthen the spine. And find that expansion in the chest and in the heart. And breathe. With every inhalation, you're going to begin to notice how the crown is reaching further up to the sky. And with every exhalation, maybe the sitting bones are rooting down a little bit more. I mean, you could practically imagine yourself sitting in Bali, surrounded with, well, if this is kind of your ambition, with these tropical temperatures we've been having this week. Let's bring the hands to the heart in Namaste. We're going to open the practice with 3 times Om. So make sure that your elbows are in line with your wrists. We're going to begin by exhaling everything out. And then take a deep breath in. Inhale, fill up. And then fill up a little bit more. Bowing your head down and dedicating your practice to something or someone other than yourself. And then when you're done with your dedication, bring the hands back to the knees and keep the eyes closed. So the focus of the month is Krishna, this jolly blue deity. Deity? Is deity also kind of directed towards gods? I'm not sure. Anyways, instead of telling you another elaborate Hindu story about, Hinduism and whatever, I would like to tell you a story that maybe can, where you can find something within you there. So, in the community which Krishna grew up as a child, in one of his reincarnations, there was a yearly festival and sacrifice, which was a major ritual in the area. And the celebration was in honor of Indra, the king of gods, who was also the god of rain, lightning, and thunder. And the festival used to be a big sacrifice with many rituals conducted around a fire, and all kinds of offerings were made to the sacrifice in order to keep Indra happy. And when Krishna turned 15, he got the opportunity to be the chief person to conduct the sacrifice. And it was a great honor for a person in that community. But when it was offered to him by the master of the ceremony, Krishna refused, saying he didn't want to participate in the sacrifice, in this entire ritual really. And the ceremony master was shocked, because anyone would grab an opportunity like this, because it really raises your social stature in a huge way. So he asked Krishna why. And Krishna looked away and said, I just don't like this sacrifice. What do you mean you don't like the sacrifice? The master asked. This is the greatest thing that one can do in this society. This is the tradition that we have carried for hundreds of years. This is a sacrifice of an enormous significance. How can you say you don't like it? And Krishna answered, I don't like people doing a kind of sacrifice out of fear to some god. People fear that if they don't make this sacrifice, God Indra will punish them. And I don't want to participate in something which is coming out of people's fear. And this answer kind of struck the master, and he smiled and said, okay then, so what else shall we do? And Krishna answered, we will do a different kind of a gathering. Let's celebrate our lives here. not some fearful God sitting up there. You know, I love the people around me. I love the cows and these trees, this river and the mountain nearby. This is our life. It is these people and animals, these trees and this mountain, which sustain and nourish us and make our life here happen. There was a huge reaction in the community to Krishna's idea. You know, people questioned him. How can you write off something that has been happening for hundreds of years? It's our tradition. How can you just drop it? And what if Indra gets angry? What will he do to us? He may flood this place. But the longer the issue was discussed, the more people agreed that this celebration should be a celebration of love and joy, rather than fear and dread. And so these hundreds of years of tradition finally came to an end for something new. So the idea behind what Krishna did was to celebrate the ordinary. You know, Krishna is famous for finding joy in the most ordinary daily routines, finding magic in a grain of salt. So especially if you're someone who's leading a really busy life, you know, maybe you have kids, or maybe you have a demanding job, or maybe you just juggle several things in your life, it's really easy to just become a little bit, you know, overridden with ambition and tasks and things that you need to do. And perhaps if we can adapt this attitude, even for a few moments a day, feeling grateful for our first cup of tea or cup of coffee in the morning, looking up to the sky when the sun begins to set, or maybe just sensing the breeze in your hair while you're cycling in town. You know, finding joy in the ordinary, which actually isn't ordinary at all, and therefore a celebration. So we're going to open the practice with a chant for Krishna, of course. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. Some of you have mantra books. If you don't have a mantra book, just hum along. Pretend like you know the lyrics. It looks exactly the same. Let's exhale everything out. Shri Krishna Govinda last time. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare Hey Nata Narayana Vasudeva. Taking a deep breath, inhale, fill up. Keeping the eyes closed. So a moment before you're going to start your practice, maybe it will be interesting to think about one moment this morning when you just found this sense of awe before, the mind race began. And focus on that. Focus on that momentary gratitude. Even if it was brief. Very gently, whenever you're ready, you're going to open the eyes. Removing the prop you're sitting on, coming to sit on the mat, giving the legs a little shake. If you're sweating already, fantastic. It's all the sugar and your booze coming out. Let's cross the shins, come to hands and knees. I'm going to put the fans in a moment, and hopefully it will get a little bit cooler, but who knows. So you want to place your wrists underneath your shoulders. You want to spread your fingers wide. You want to bring the index fingers forward. Have a look back. Make sure that your knees are underneath your hips. Spread the feet apart. Make your feet super long. And then whenever you're ready, very gently curl your 10 toes under, coming to downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in. Taking a deep breath out. If you're familiar with Ujjayi, you can already tap into that. So, keeping the mouth closed through your practice, breathing in and out through the nose equally, even if the going gets rough. And just sense what it is that you need right now. Maybe you want to walk your dog, maybe you want to come forward to a plank, maybe you just want to wiggle the wrists or the knees. So many options, so little time. Now, on your next inhalation, you're going to attempt to bring your right heel down on the mat. You may not be warm enough to do it, so it may be a good idea to bring the right foot slightly inwards until the entire foot is down. And then you're going to attempt to grab your right ankle with your right hand. Saying hello to your left hamstring. Maybe also saying hello to the right. And if you're not warmed up yet, if you feel a little intense, you can bend your knees, of course. If you want to take this a little bit further, maybe you're going to lift the left leg up. You're going to begin to bend the left knee, and you're going to grab hold of the left ankle or the left foot with the right arm, opening towards the right. Then very gently bring it all back down to downward facing dog. Maybe walk your dog for a moment or two. Let's do the other side. So bring the left foot slightly inwards, grabbing hold of the left ankle with the right hand. Just breathe. So the right heel is still up. You're going to let go of any sense of regret for showing up here this morning. Just have a sense of adventure within you, lifting the right leg up, grabbing hold of the right ankle or the right foot with your left hand, opening up towards the left. Who needs coffee in the morning when you got yoga, right? Very gently, we're going to bring it all back down. Find your downward facing dog. It probably feels much lighter right now. And then on your next inhalation, begin walking the hands towards the feet. Baby steps. When you reach to the feet, bend the knees deeply, lay the chest on the thighs, allow the arms, the head and neck to dangle down. Do not blubber the lips yet, please. This is very serious times, Corona. You don't want to get your germs spat out on anyone. And I should stay away from the camera. Maybe you want to swing your arms from side to side. Maybe you want to grab hold of opposite elbows. Whatever you do, you want to make sure that your toes are really relaxed and that your feet are in hip width. So find equanimity, even here, although it may look like we're not doing much. If you're grabbing hold of the elbows, maybe you want to change sides. Maybe you're just enjoying that natural rush of your blood flowing down to your head. And then when you're done with whatever you needed to do, very gently begin to rise up slowly, slowly, one vertebra at a time. Head is going to come at last. And we're going to step to the front of the mat, binding Tadasana. So you want to bring the big toes together. You want to engage your legs. If you're already feeling a little wobbly here, it may be a good idea to bring the feet to hip width. Hands to the heart, close the eyes. And let's exhale everything out. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale everything out. One more breath in. And exhale it out. On your next inhalation, gently open the eyes. We're going to bend the knees, hook the thumbs, rise up. Exhale, you're going to fall over the legs. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, you're going to shoot the right foot back and the left foot will follow for downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in and taking a deep breath out. Inhale. Exhale for 2. Breathe it in. Exhale for 3. Inhale. Exhale it 4. Let's do one more breath in. And exhale everything out for 5. On your next inhalation, come forward to a plank. Exhale, bring yourself all the way down to the mat. Inhale, point the toes, Bhujangasana, elbows come in. And then curl the toes under back to Adha Mukha Svanasana. Taking a deep breath in. And taking a deep breath out. Let's do one more inhale for the road. Exhaling everything out. On your next inhalation, lift the right leg up in the air, bring it in between the hands. The left foot is going to follow, and we're going to follow over the legs. Inhale, bend the knees with the thumbs, rise up. Exhale, back to Namaste. Again, inhale, bend the knees with the thumbs, rise up. Exhale, fall over the legs. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, shooting left foot back and right foot follows. Downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in. Taking a deep breath out. Making sure that you're spreading your fingers wide. So even that space between your thumb and your index finger is really flat down on the mat. Making sure that your feet are in hip width. So the heels are not turning in or out. Yeah. And then lastly, make sure that your ears are in line with your upper arms. So then your neck has this luxurious space in between. On your next inhalation, come forward to a plank. Exhale, bring yourself all the way down to the mat. Inhale, point the toes, Bhujangasana, maybe a little higher. And then curl the toes under back to Adha Mukha Svanasana. Taking a deep breath in. Taking a deep breath out. Let's do one more inhale here. Exhaling everything out. On your next inhalation, lift the left leg up in the air, bring it in between the hands. Right foot is going to follow. We're going to fall over the legs. Inhale, bend the knees with the thumbs, rise up. Exhale, back to Namaste. Again, inhale, bend the knees with the thumbs, rise up. Exhale, fall over the legs. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, shooting left foot back. Find your right knee 90 degrees, feet are in hip width. And then on your next inhalation, lift both arms up, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, reach a little higher. And then exhale, settle in. Bring the trunk of the body a little bit further back, rather than leaning in. Sit deeper into that front knee and then straighten that back leg completely. Relax your gaze, relax your face. At least pretend to enjoy this. Just to keep the feelings of your yoga teachers intact. Take one more inhale, reach up to your max, and then bring both arms down to the mat, downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Inhaling. Exhale it out. Let's do one more breath in. And exhale everything out. Now on your next inhalation, lift the left leg up in the air, bring it in between the hands. This time it's the left knee 90 degrees. The feet are in hip width. And then on your next inhalation, both arms up, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, settle in. And instead of thinking about how warm and sweaty you are, think about your alignment. So your hips are square, you're sitting deeply into that front knee. You're relaxing the toes of your left foot, the back leg is super straight, reaching higher and higher and higher, relaxing the shoulders, opening up. One more inhale, a little higher. Exhale, both arms down to the mat, downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in. Taking a deep breath out. Inhaling. Exhale it out. Let's do one more breath in. Exhaling everything out. On your next inhalation, lift the heels high, bend the knees deeply, jump forward as lightly as you can, falling over the legs. Inhale, bend the knees with the thumbs, rise up. Exhale, back to Namaste. Another round of the same thing. Inhale, bend the knees with the thumbs, rise up. Exhale, fall over the legs. Inhale, look up, prepare. Exhale, left foot back, right knee 90 degrees, feet in hip width, rising up, Anjaneyasana. So if you need another moment to catch your breath, please do so. So we're not really looking for a perfect posture, we're looking for breath and movement aligned. Straighten that back leg, relax your face. Let's do one more inhale, a little higher. Exhale, both arms down to the mat, downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhaling. Exhale it out. Let's do one more breath in. Exhale everything out. On your next inhalation, lift the left leg up in the air, bring it in between the hands. So the left knee 90 degrees, feet in hip width, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, reaching higher. Exhale, remember those shoulders, right? They always try and reach up to the ears. Softening the gaze, the face, softening the mouth. Let's do one more inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, both arms down to the mat, downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale. Exhale it out. Let's do one more breath in. Exhale everything out. On the next inhalation, lift the heels high, bend the knees deeply, and jump forward in between the hands, falling over the legs. Inhale, bend the knees, hook the thumbs, rise up. Back to Namaste. Third round, just because we can. Inhale, bend the knees, hook the thumbs, rise up. Exhale, fall over the legs. Inhale, look up, prepare. Exhale, left foot back, right knee 90 degrees, reaching up. It's getting easier and easier the more sweaty it gets, so it seems. So listen carefully. We're going to take one more inhale, reach a little higher, and then exhale, bring both of your hands inside the right foot and shuffle that right foot a little bit to the side. Take a deep breath, inhale, open the heart and the chest, and then exhale, either stay where you are or come down to the forearms, saying hello to your right hip. And two main things you want to think about is your crown and your left heel. So the crown of the head is coming forward and the left heel is pushing back, so the back leg is super straight. On your next inhalation, you're going to come to your fingertips, swoop yourself back to downward facing dog. Where forward. Yes, on your next inhalation, lift the left leg up in the air, bring it in between the hands. So you're going to bring that knee in between the hands, 90 degrees. Anjaneyasana. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. That's kind of a direct feedback, hey? Sorry, I have to leave. I have something more important to do. No, just kidding. One more inhale, reach up. Exhale, both arms inside the left foot. Shuffle that left foot up. Take an extra inhalation to open the heart and the chest. And then exhale, come to the forearms and breathe. So again, the crown of the head shoots forward. You're going to straighten that back leg completely. Try and push the wall behind you with your right heel. So focusing on forward bends today. It's actually all coming from the hips, believe it or not. On your next inhalation, you're going to prop yourself on your fingertips. Whoop that left foot to meet the right, stepping back to downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhaling. Exhale it out. Let's take one more breath in. And exhale it out. Now on your next inhalation, begin walking the hands towards the feet, just like we've done at the beginning. And we're going to come to a forward bend. I always have this moment of a blackout when all these Sanskrit names are supposed to come out. We're going to grab hold of the big toes. And instead of just, straightening your legs right away, you want to keep your knees bent to begin with. You want to relax the head and the neck. And you want to make this posture into a journey. So with every inhalation, you're going to straighten your spine and lengthen your belly. And with every exhalation, maybe you'll have a little bit more space to fall forward. So eventually, you are going to find your knees straightening. You are going to find yourself with straight legs. But don't rush to come to your maximum right away. And notice how you can really move further and further in with the breath. Make sure that the shoulders are relaxed. Make sure that the mouth and the lips are relaxed. And notice how the more you give in, the sweeter this business becomes. Very gently, in the next inhalation, let go of your big toes. Give the head a little shake. Begin to rise up slowly, slowly, one vertebra at a time. Head is going to come at last. Maybe you want to give everything a little shake. And what are we going to do? Let's kind of come to the middle of the mat. And we're going to bring the arms to shoulder height. And we're going to come to a hidden prayer. And if a hidden prayer does not work for you, just grab hold of your elbows. So it's exactly the same, just looks a little bit different. If you have your hands in prayer, make sure that even the root of your wrists are touching each other. Now we're going to shoot the left foot backwards. Have a look at your heels, make sure they're in line, and then square your hips. So you really want to find steadiness here, otherwise it will be quite hard to stay upright. Take a deep breath, inhale, open the heart and the chest. Exhale, come to a flat back first. Take another inhalation, bring the crown forward, bring that right hip back. And then exhale, either fall further down, or maybe just stay in a flat back. So remembering that the ambition, if you have any at all, is not about reaching down. It's actually about finding squareness in your hips. And then again, if you have your hands in prayer, do the best you can to keep the palms of the hands together. On your next inhalation, rise all the way up. We're going to keep the hands exactly as they are and simply whoop that left foot to meet the right. And let's go to the other side right away. So shooting right foot back, the heels are in line, square your hips, relax the toes, take a deep breath, inhale. Exhale, come to a flat back first. Inhale, lengthen, bring that left hip back. Maybe a little further down, maybe you're just going to stay where you were. And again, with every inhalation, you're really lengthening your spine. with every exhalation, the left hip goes a little bit further back. Don't allow your shoulders to fall inwards. So you want to find a sense of openness. Christian is just looking at me like, what the heck? All right, let's bring that right foot to meet the left. Let go of your hands. This is the beauty of asana practice, right? It's just full of contradictions, which literally designed to piss you off. This is the practice. So you guys are going to open here towards the puja wall, and I'm going to stay like that. We come into Pasarita Padottanasana. So you want to find a wide meter between your feet. Let's place the hands on the hips. Make sure that the big toes are facing inwards. Take a deep breath, inhale. Exhale, flat back first. Inhale, bring the crown forward, stick your butt back in, and then exhale, bring the head down towards the earth. Hands come down too. And first of all, just assess the situation. Maybe you have a little bit more space to open up. Maybe you have to bend your knees and you think, Jesus. So just bring those feet a little bit further in. If you have the space and the will, maybe you want to walk your hands further back to have your fingers in line with your toes. If you cannot reach down on the mat, using a block is super wise. You don't actually have to stay here anymore, you graduated. And then on your next inhalation, walk the hands to have them out underneath the shoulders again, and exhale, you're going to stay. Inhale, placing hands on the hips, rise all the way up. Prepare yourself for second variation, Pasarita Padottanasana C. So inhale, bring the hands to arm length. Exhale, interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, open the heart and the chest. Exhale, you're going to dive down. And remember this butt, right? You will notice that your butt always want to lean backwards, which is really not what we're looking for. So instead of thinking about reaching down, think about coming forward. It's also a really interesting posture to do against a wall, because then you realize how much resistance you get if your butt is in line with your heels. On your next inhalation, let go of the arms, give the head a little shake, do not blubber the lips, or at least not yet, not this year it seems. On your next inhalation, placing the hands next to the hips, or on the hips, rise all the way up. And just give everything a little shake. Let's come to the front of the mat. Find your Tadasana. Bring the big toes to touch, hands in prayer. And begin to make a conscious effort to change the tune that's playing in your head, in case it's not positive. If you're thinking about a temperature in the room, if you're thinking about your work meeting that awaits, if you think about your upcoming shower or third cup of coffee, just let it all go. You're already here. You might as well make the best of it. Let's exhale everything out. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale everything out. On your next inhalation, open the eyes. We're going to circle the arms up to the sky. See your thumbs. Exhale, fall over the legs. Inhale, look up, prepare. Exhale, jumping back, Chaturanga Dandasana, or stepping back to downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhaling. Exhale it out. Let's do one more breath in. And exhale everything out. On your next inhalation, lift the right leg up in the air, bring it in between the hands. Left heel come down to the mat in 45 degrees. We're going to rise up to warrior one. Taking a deep breath, inhale, reach up. Exhale, settle in. Front knee 90 degrees, upper arms reaching up to the sky. And do the best you can to turn your hips towards the front. Again, keeping the eyes, the gaze, the face soft. Let's do one more. Inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, open up to warrior 2. Maybe a little shuffle in the feet, especially if you feel like you have more space. Like that 90 degrees can be a real 90 degrees rather than 87 or 86 or 89.9. The arms are in line. You want to relax your shoulders. You want to tuck that gin and tonic belly in, or whatever your thing is. It's really tempting, right? It looks like water, it has no smell, and before you know it, you had too many, and it's a long night. Let's bring the arms down to the mat. Chaturanga Dandasana, or downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in, taking a deep breath out. Let's do one more inhale for the road. Exhaling everything out. On your next inhalation, lift the left leg up in the air, bring it in between the hands, right heel down on the mat, Virabhadrasana 1. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, lifting from the fingertips. Exhale, keep on pressing that back heel down. Front knees in 90 degrees. Heart open, belly is long. One more inhale, a little higher. Exhale, open up warrior 2. Check in with the back arm, make sure it's in line. And really relax those toes of the front foot. So find a real sense of ease, rather than fighting with yourself to stay upright. On your next inhalation, both arms down to the mat. Chaturanga Dandasana, or downward facing dog. Open the heart and the chest if you came for a vinyasa. And then curl the toes under back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Inhaling. Exhale it out. Let's do one more breath in. Exhale everything out. On your next inhalation, lift the heels high, bend the knees deeply, jump forward in between the hands, falling over the legs. Inhale, you're going to circle the arms, you're going to rise high, see your thumbs. Exhale, back to Namaste. Again, inhale, circle the arms. Exhale, diving down. Inhale, look up, prepare. Exhale, jump back, Chaturanga, or just step back to downward facing dog. And if you feel like you're getting overheated, if it's all a little too much, please skip those vinyasas. It doesn't necessarily make your practice any more advanced or better if you just work yourself to dehydration. On your next inhalation, lift the right leg up in the air, bring it in between the hands, left heel come down to the mat, Virabhadrasana 1. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, settle in. Inhale a little higher. Exhale, open up warrior 2. We're going to take one inhalation to flip the palms towards the ceiling. Exhale, find reverse warrior. Sit deeply into that front knee. Make sure it's still in 90 degrees. And make sure that you can see the big toe through that front knee. So you're going to avoid having the knee falling inwards. Delicious stretch on the right side of the body. Your next inhalation, count to 4 to come back to Virabhadrasana 2. Exhale, straighten the front leg, lift the kneecap. Inhale, reach all the way forward with the front arm. Exhale, placing right hand down on the mat or maybe on the shin, opening up for Ujjita Trikonasana. So you actually want to have the hand outside the shin because we want to open the chest rather than close it. And maybe see what happens if you take the weight off your right hand and you just divide the weight of the body between your two heels. It's a completely different action. On your next inhalation, count to 4 to come back and stand on straight legs. Exhale, bend the front knee, warrior 2. Inhale, bring both arms down to the mat. Chaturanga Dandasana, or downward facing dog. Choosing your dance and making sure that you're still enjoying it somehow. On your next inhalation, lift the left leg up in the air, bring it in between the hands. Right heel come down to the mat, Virabhadrasana 1. Taking a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Let's do one more. Inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, open up, warrior two. One inhalation to flip the palms towards the ceiling. Exhale, reverse warrior. And notice how you have to remind yourself the same jazz with the front knee, right? So 90 degrees. You can see that big toe, meaning the knee is not falling inwards. Finding that stretch on the left side of the body and really just give in. Sit a little bit more deeply than you think you can. Because usually you can. On your next inhalation, come back to warrior two. Exhale, straighten the front leg, lift the kneecap. Inhale, reach all the way forward. Exhale, left hand outside the shin, on the shin to open up. Or maybe you're reaching down towards the earth. Make sure that the arms are in line. So you should be able to kind of see the thumbs and the fingers. And imagine a wall behind you and kind of lean against that wall. And notice how this allows you to open the heart and the chest even more. On your next inhalation, come to stand on straight legs. Exhale, bend the front knee, warrior two. Inhale, both arms down to the mat. Chaturanga Dandasana and downward or downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in. Taking a deep breath out. Inhaling. Exhale it out. One more breath in. Exhale everything out. On your next inhalation, lift the heels high, bend the knees deeply. We're going to jump forward in between the hands, falling over the legs. Inhale, circle the arms, rise high. Exhale, back to Namaste. Last round, do it like you mean it. Inhale, circle the arms. Exhale, diving down. Inhale, look up, prepare. Exhale, jump back silently. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Curling the toes under, Adha Mukha Svanasana. On your next inhalation, lift the right leg up in the air, bringing in between the hands. Left heel comes down. Virabhadasana. One. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, settle in first. One more inhale, a little higher. Exhale, open up, Virabhadasana 2. On your next inhalation, reach all the way forward. Exhale, right hand inside right foot. Please use a block if the hand does not reach down flatly, lifting the left arm up. And before you're going to bring that arm overhead, make sure that you're really pressing the left heel down on the mat. You're finding a lift in the inner arch of the left foot, and only then bring that arm overhead. Remembering that that right knee is still in 90 degrees. Yes. So your right knee is pressing against your right elbow. And the right elbow is pressing against the right knee. Now, here we go. On your next inhalation, placing left hand on the left hip. The right hand is going to shuffle outside the right foot. Please use a brick if you suspect you may need one. We're going to hop up to Ardha Chandrasana. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, find your balance. So you really need to lift that right kneecap. You really want to flex that left foot completely. If you're ready, you can reach up with the left arm, or maybe today is not the day. Keep on engaging your belly. It is light as you make it. One more inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, left arm come down. Square the hips first. Jump back, Chaturanga. Or just step back to downward facing dog. Some days you feel like a spaghetti girl, and some days you just like the Tin Man, right? So also learn to notice the differences and adjust your practice to them. On your next inhalation, lift the left leg up in the air, bring it in between the hands. Right heel comes down. Virabhadasana 1. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, settle in. Inhale a little higher. Exhale, open up. On your next inhalation, all the way forward. Exhale, left hand inside left foot, using a brick if you've done so on the other side. Press that right heel down and then bring the arm overhead. And you really want to find a long neck, meaning you have to look towards the direction of your armpits. And And you really want to open the heart and the chest towards the wall you're facing. Here we go. It's like the climax, right? On your next inhalation, place the right hand on the hip, left hand shuffles outside the left foot, hop up, Adho Chandrasana. And notice how the more you're going to engage that business, the lighter it's going to feel. So lift your left kneecap, flex that right foot, arms are in line, belly tucked in. One more inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, top arm comes down, square hips, jump back Chaturanga, or maybe just step back to downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhaling, exhale it out. Let's do one more breath in. Exhale everything out. Coming to the mat in just a second, but let's do one last thing beforehand. On your next inhalation, lift the right leg up in the air, bring the foot in between the hands. Inhale, prop yourself on your fingertips. Exhale, begin to straighten that right leg, maybe walking the fingertips a little bit further back. If this is really challenging for you, you can always place bricks underneath your hands. Make sure that the left heel is still up. Relax the head and the neck. Really just bow down to yourself. Forward bends are always very humbling. On your next inhalation, you're going to come back to the fingertips, bend the right knee, step back to downward facing dog. Let's take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. On your next inhalation, lift the left leg up in the air, bring it in between the hands. Inhale, open the heart and the chest, it really helps. And then exhale, begin to straighten that left leg. Maybe walking the fingertips a little bit further if you got it in you. And again, just bow down to yourself for keeping up with all this nonsense. On this tropical Thursday morning. Very gently, your next inhalation. Come back to the fingertips, bend the left knee, step back to downward facing dog. Let's take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Only if you'd like, from some bizarre reason, feel free to come forward to a plank. One last vinyasa here. Open the heart and the chest if you came through a vinyasa. And then curl the toes under, back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. We take one breath in and a full breath out. On your next inhalation, lift the right leg up in the air. We're going to bring the right knee in between the hands, preparing for pigeon. So you want to begin by straightening that left leg completely, making sure the left foot is in line with the rest of the body too. And only then bring the shin forward. Prop yourself on your fingertips. Taking a deep breath, inhale. Exhale, coming down from the crown. Propping yourself on your forearms or maybe on your forehead. And if this is really uncomfortable for your knee, just let me know and I can give you something else to do. Lekker jongens. And then this moment of silence is always when the true yoga begins, right? Where is your mind? Are you cursing your teacher? Are you annoyed with yourself? Are you praying for rain? Notice what's happening. And then just let all this nonsense go. If you need anything to focus on your breath. And if focusing on the breath is too abstract, focus on the buzz you may be feeling. Focus on this force you may be feeling in your body. Very gently, in your next inhalation, begin to rise up. So we're going to come to Gomukhasana. So hopefully all of you have a block, you may need it. We're going to place the right knee in the center of the mat. We're going to bend the left knee and bring it behind it. And if both of your sitting bones cannot reach down flatly on the mat, grab the block, put it this way, and come and sit on it. The sit of glory. So both of the sitting bones are down. You want to move the feet away because you all have the tendency to kind of stick one heel or another. Yeah, we are all confused. Okay, so you have the right knee down and the right shin goes there, and then the left shin goes. So you kind of like Gomukhasana, love. You've been there thousands of times. It's always a new practice. Let's bring the arms to shoulder height. So you want to bring the right arm in between the shoulder blades. Don't use your left arm to bring it higher. Maybe you need to grab a belt already if you know that you have tight shoulders. Take a deep breath, inhale, reaching up with the left arm. Exhale, you're going to grab hold of the fingertips of the right arm, or maybe you have a belt. And then very gently begin to close the eyes. Doing it live on YouTube with the risk of getting fired. Who doesn't like to have closed eyes and postures, but hey. And then focus on the expression on your face. So this is quite a challenging posture for many of us. So instead of have that pain-stricken face on you, breathe. If you're noticing that you're pressing your ribs out, bring your ribs back in. If your hips or shoulders or knees feel super tight, send your breath to that specific area. And then lastly, make sure that the left elbow is shooting up to the sky rather to the wall next to you. Very gently we're going to open the eyes, we're going to let go of the belt or the hands. Just take a moment here to really roll the shoulders, the wrists. This sense of gratefulness. We're going to come to the knees, we're going to remove the block if we had one. Take that right leg out for a moment. We're coming to Padastila Janusasana. So you want to bring the left shin forward to have it parallel with the mat, and you really want to flex that foot. And then you're going to take the right shin, you're going to flex that right foot too, and you're going to place it on your knee. So, two important things that you want to notice. You want to flex both of your feet like your life depends on it. And you want to make sure that both of your shins are parallel to the mat. Let's bring the arms behind us. Take a deep breath, inhale. Begin to come to the front of your sitting bones without pressing the ribs forward. If this is too much and it doesn't work for you and you're feeling some sort of pain, you can just sit with your shins crossed. If you're here and your right knee is super high, you can use your block as support. If the right knee is really close to the left foot and you think, I'd like to come forward, you can walk your hands to the right side of the body, then bring them all the way forward, bowing down to yourself, and doing all of this while keeping your feet flexed. If you're reaching down, very gently begin to rise up. Maybe you need to use your hands to remove that right foot off the left knee. Give the legs a little shake. crossing the shins. Maybe you want to come for a slow vinyasa, or maybe you just want to make your way to hands and knees and downward facing dog. We're all going to meet in Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Let's exhale everything out. Taking a deep breath in and exhale it out. On your next inhalation, lift the left leg up in the air. Bring the left knee in between the hands in a straight line. Straighten that right leg completely, point the foot. Bringing the left shin forward, propping yourself on your fingertips. Inhale, open the heart and the chest. Exhale, come down to the forehead or the forearms. Making sure that your hips are square, so you're not falling into one side or another. And breathe.
I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love is.
Making sure that your shoulders are still relaxed.
Oh, you can show me. I wanna know.
Making sure that your mind is still here in this room with you.
I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love is. Know that you can show me.
Very gently, on the next inhalation, begin to rise up. Gomukhasana on the left side, bringing the left knee to the middle of the mat. Right knee comes behind it. Using a block if you've done so on the other side. Finding your sit, making sure that the knees are together. You can always use two blocks if one isn't enough. Let's bring the arms to shoulder height. This time the left arm comes in between the shoulder blades. Don't use the right to help it up. Grab a belt if you think you're going to need one. Inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, grab hold of the fingertips of the belt. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gently close the eyes. And soften your face. Soften your mind. Begin to bring your ribs back in. Make sure that you're not sitting on one of your heels. So move your heels away. Maybe noticing the differences in size. Sending breath and love and compassion and sweetness to all those rusty joints. Very gently letting go of the hands or the belts. Take a moment here to roll the shoulders, rolling the wrists. Let's come to the knees and remove the block. Just throw that left leg aside for a moment so you can prepare yourself to ankle to knee on the other side. So the right shins come forward, you're going to flex that foot. And then it's always nice to use your hands to kind of find some openness in the left hip. And then placing the ankle or the heel on your knee. And first and foremost, make sure that both of your feet are flexed fully. If you've done a variation on the other side, make sure to do the same variation here. Inhale, arms behind you, take a deep breath, come to the front of the sitting bones, but really avoid pressing the ribs out. Only if the knee is quite close to the foot and you want to come forward, bring the arms to the left side of the body, walk them all the way to the center, bow down.
I wanna feel what love is. I know
very gently. You're going to rise up. You're going to use, maybe you're going to use your hands to remove that left leg. Giving your legs a little shake. Crossing the shins, maybe a slow vinyasa, maybe a downward facing dog. So it's always interesting to watch the mind going through the different stages of practice. You're jumping up and down, thinking, oh my God, where is this going to end? And then you're sitting down, and it's a completely different kind of torture. And every time the mind is kind of coming to terms with whatever it is that's happening, something else begins to show up. We're going to lift the heels high, bend the knees deeply, and jump forward to a sit. Stretching the legs out, let's come to Janu Shirshasana. Bring the right knee, the right foot in, and then open that right knee. Maybe feeling a little bit more spaciousness in the hip area, and engaging your left leg. Let's place the arms behind us first to lengthen the lower back and the belly. Take a deep breath, inhale, reach up. Exhale, come down, grabbing hold of the foot or the shin, or maybe using a belt. Inhale, take an extra inhalation to open the heart and the chest. Exhale, falling down over your super strong left leg. Flexing the foot. Yes. Make sure that you're not leaning to one side or another. So if you're falling towards the left side, it is not the beduling, my friends. You want to bring the trunk of the body to the middle. So the left side and the right side are equal in length. And then lastly, if the shoulders are reaching up, relax those shoulders. Very gently in the next inhalation, rise up, bring the arms with you to have a little bit of action in the lower back. Arms come down, bring the right knee in, give the legs a little shake. Let's come to the other side. Left foot in, open the knee. Take a deep breath, inhale, reach up. You're going to lengthen the belly, you're going to lengthen the lower back. Arms rising up. Exhale, grab hold of something. As long as it is not your childhood traumas. Take a deep breath, inhale. Exhale. Forward bends are tricky, right? All the stories come up. My mom, my dad, my neighbors, my little brother always got all the attention. Same story, time and time again. So again, make sure you're not leaning to the right side this time. You really want to find the trunk of the body in the middle. Very gently in the next inhalation, begin to rise up. Let's open the hips a little bit more one last time before we come into the mother of all forward bends. So you're going to bring the right foot to meet the left, coming to Baddha Konasana. Bring the feet in as much as you can. Place the hands behind you. Find the front of your sitting bones. If this is already plenty and you feel like you're working your ass off, or at least working your groins off, just stay here. If you think, deliciousness, I want to go a little bit further, grab hold of your feet, take a deep breath, inhale. Keep the elbows in and come further down from the crown. But keep in mind that going further doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing it better. Make sure that you're not leaning backwards though, so you do want to come a little bit to the front. Use your arms and breathe. Take that expression of pain off your face. Fake it to make it, right? If you're reaching down, very gently begin to rise up. We're going to use the hands to bring the knees in. We're going to straighten the legs. And here we go, guys. This is literally the climax of the sequence. We've been working towards this moment for the past some time. Take a deep breath, inhale. You're going to reach up with the arms. Exhale, just grab hold of the elbows. So you want to keep on lifting with every inhalation. And you want to begin to come forward from the hips with every exhalation. Flexing the feet so your quadriceps feel like two blocks, like good old brown Dutch blocks that you see everywhere. And really make this into a journey. So with every inhalation you're lengthening. With every exhalation the belly becomes longer and longer. Follow your own breath. And then when you feel like you're really at the end of the road, place your hands on your feet, on your shin, use a belt, or maybe you just want to allow the forearms to land down on the mat. And relax. As impossible as it may sound. All about your ujjayi. Invite the breath back in. If you're busy exploring your toenails or your body hair or whatever, invite the mind to the here and now. We're going to stay for 1 more minute. So really find your attention and intention. Remind yourself what brought you here this morning. And instead of waiting for the asana to end, become a part of it. Become involved.
There are some places.
Relaxing the face, the lips, the tongue in the mouth. Engaging the thighs, tucking the belly in, relaxing the shoulders.
But there's one thing.
Staying here for last 5 inhalations.
Of which I'm sure.
Last 5 exhalations. Maybe coming to your max if you haven't done so already.
My God is real. I can feel Him in my soul.
And then once you've exhaled your 5th out breath, find a super sweet, soft expression on your face so you won't freak anyone out. Bring the arms up to the sky, place them behind you.
Real in my soul.
Placing the feet where the knees were. Make sure that the feet are in hip width. Take a deep breath, inhale, open the heart and the chest. Exhale, lifting your hips up. Have a look at the feet, make sure they're still parallel to each other. Inhale a little higher. Exhale, drop your head back. Staying here for 10. Staying here for 9. 8. All 10 toes are in contact with the mat. 6. You're spreading your fingers wide.
Yes, God is real.
4. Keep on lifting those hips. You can actually stay here for much longer if you wanted. 1 more inhale, a little higher. Exhale, you're going to sit your butt down. You're going to cross your shins. And you're going to come to a slow vinyasa if you feel like you want it. Or just make yourself to hands and knees. Making your way to downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Inhaling. Exhale it out. 1 more breath in. Exhale everything out. Let's relax the lower back a little bit after all these forward bends. On your next inhalation, lift the right leg up in the air, bring it in between the hands. Left hand is going to stay where it is. We're going to place the right hand on the sacrum. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist towards the right, lifting the right arm. Check in with the right hip and the right knee, make sure they're in line. And then straighten that back leg completely. One more inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, right arm comes down, stepping back to downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. On your next inhalation, lift the right leg up in the air, bring it in between the hands. This time right hand stays where it is, left hand on the sacrum. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist towards the left. And this time it's the left hip and the left knee that should be in line. And that right leg is super straight. Arms are in line. Crown reaching forward. Maybe you're also feeling that sense of release in your lower back. One more inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, left arm comes down, downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We're coming to the mat at last. On your next inhalation, come forward to a plank. Exhale, staying here. We're going to count to 4 to come down to the mat. So 4 microbend elbows, 3 microbend, 2 microbend, 1, you're still above the floor, hopefully. Well, at least some of you. And let's come to Bhujangasana, because we should have the fingers already in place. So the fingers are in line with the chest or even the nipples, that's better. Pressing the top of the feet down until the knees are off the mat. Bring your elbows in. Take a deep breath, inhale. Exhale, open the heart of the chest. And notice how the more you're going to press the wrist down, the more lift you're going to find in that lower, well, lift in the chest really. One more inhale, reach up to your max. Exhale, come and lay down on the right side of the face. Arms alongside the body, heels to opposite side. Give your hips and your lower back a little shake. Nothing lasts forever. Let's get on with it. On your next inhalation, you're going to bring the forehead to the mat. You're going to interlace the hands behind the back. You can keep the feet in hip width, but make sure that, again, you're pressing the top of the feet down so much until the knees come off the mat. Take a deep breath, inhale, and then exhale, lift only the heart and the chest. And then it's always nice to use your imagination. So imagine somebody standing on top of your feet right now. There is like 89 kilos standing on top of your feet. And this weight allows you to open the heart and the chest even more. Neck is long. One more inhale, come a little higher. And then exhale, come to the left side of the face. Heels to opposite sides, arms alongside the body. Shake it, shake it, shake it. And let's do the full thing, but we're going to start from the feet this time. So you want to flip your hands, placing the palms of the hands down on the mat, bringing the forehead down too. So forehead on the mat, palms of the hands are down, and that really allows you to straighten your arms and kind of roll the shoulders a little bit more backwards. Bring the feet together this time. And get your top of the feet until the knees are off the mat. Take a deep breath, inhale, and lift only your feet first. So forehead is still down, palms of the hands are pressing down, and really using that to lift the feet higher. One more inhale here. Exhale, lift the heart, the chest, the head, the arms come up too. So you're really flying off the mat. The neck is super long. So you're looking forward or down, not up. And keep the feet together. Don't allow them to separate. Yes. It makes you work a little bit harder. One more inhale, reach up. Exhale, right side of the face, I believe. Taking a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Let's do one more inhale here. Exhaling everything out. your next inhalation, bring your forehead to the mat. We're going to bend the knees, we're going to flex the feet, and we're going to grab hold of the ankles. Now make sure that your knees are not wider than your hips, so bring them back in if they're open too much. Flex the feet if you forgot to do it already. Take a deep breath, inhale, exhale, open the heart and open the chest. Flexing the feet, so this is where you really protect your knees. Make sure that you're looking down or forward, not up, because your neck has nothing to do with this business. One more inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, coming down. Favorite side of the face. I hear all these sighs of joy and excitement saying, Hila, yes, more, please, we love this. Give me more. Let's do this one more time, because second time is always easier. So on your next inhalation, bring the forehead to the mat. You're going to bend the knees, you're going to flex the feet, you're going to grab hold of the ankles. Think about all this juice and heat like flowing in your lower back and how much space you have in there. Take a deep breath, inhale, and then exhale. Open the heart, open the chest. Be careful with that neck during that enthusiastic, high. But think about exposing your heart to the people in front of you. One more inhale, go up to your max. Exhale, gently come down. And we're going to roll over to our backs. Yes. I always have this like dialogue with myself during back bends. I have to think about all the things I can do due to me doing all this stuff, I can have a second coffee, I can have a piece of cake, maybe I can have chips for dinner, negotiations. So I know that none of you have any of this and you're all like on the way to enlightenment already, so we're just going to get on with this right away. You want to measure the distance between the feet and the seat with your long fingers, and you want to make sure that your big toes are slightly turning inwards. You're going to take a deep breath, inhale, thinking about nothing but Krishna, lifting your hips high. And we're going to interlace the hands behind the back. So you're going to roll one shoulder and then another. And then you're going to do this one more time. And then instead of thinking about all the effort you have to put into lifting your hips high, simply press your feet further down towards the mat. And then very quickly you're going to find out that Setubandhasana is actually a resting pose. You're literally just laying down, cruising around, allowing your feet to do the work. If you want to come for the first Urdhva we're going for, if you know what it is, on your next inhalation, placing the hands next to the ears. Inhale, come to the crown of the head, bring the elbows in first, and then come all the way up. Deliciousness. Make sure that your neck is relaxed. Give the head a little shake. Maybe you can walk the feet a little bit closer towards the hand. Maybe you can lift a little higher. Stay that one extra breath that you think that you cannot stay or contain. And then gently bring the chin in. Come down. And don't bring the knees in because we're doing one more. So just swing the knees from side to side. So it's always super tempting to give your knees a squeeze, but it's better to do it at the end of the sequence. Now, instead of thinking about how good you were at this or how much this sucks, we're just going to go for the second and last one. Placing the feet where the knees were, measure the distance between the feet and the seat. Big toes slightly turning inwards. Inhale, lift the hips high, interlace hands behind the back. If you want to come straight to a full wheel, be my guest. The rest of us are going to take a moment. After a few moments in Setubandhasana, when you really brought your chest towards your chin and you're lifting your hips as high as possible, placing the hands next to the ears. Inhale, come to the crown. Bring your elbows in. Always nice to think about your dedication and who you're practicing for this morning, giving the head a little shake. And then super slowly bring the chin in. Bring the knees into, give them a good squeeze. Lekker. Maybe you want to make small circles with the knees to the right. Maybe you want to make small circles to the left. Feeling the buzz. Maybe happy baby, that's always a nice one, especially if your lower back is pumping up, announcing to you that it's there. When you're done with all of that, maybe it would be nice to just throw the legs up in the air, give them a good shake, really take all the stress or whatever you may be feeling out. Yeah, and maybe you want to add the arms and the wrists and the fingers, shake all that crap out. And then we're going to wrap the right leg over the left. We're going to drop the knees to the left side, and we're going to open the arm with the face and the heart towards the right. And you can have your arms spread out, or you can bring your elbows to 90 degrees if you want extra openness in the shoulders. Maybe this is a good time to bring Krishna into mind and how he was able to change a tradition of thousands of years, celebrating the ordinary, celebrating the small joys in life. And maybe bring to mind one thing that you're just super grateful for. It may be your dog, it may be your cat, horse, your gorgeous horse you saved from years of abuse. Maybe it's your partner, your child, your friend. So very often we go through life not noticing all these incredible miracles that we have surrounding us. Very gently bring the knees back to the center, unwrap the legs. We're going to change sides. So wrapping the left leg over the right, opening the heart and the chest towards the left. Maybe on this side of the body, you can even find another thing you're grateful for. Maybe that thing is as small as, loving riding your bike, or loving that first cup of coffee, or the first free five you have. So many of us invest so much time in our physical practice, vinyasas and handstands and warriors and whatever. And somehow we end up investing so little time training the mind. Because the mind is just another muscle, right? gently, we're going to bring the knees back to the center. And we're going to do the unspoken of, and we're going to go for democracy this morning, which is, you know, definitely not the Svaha style. So I'm going to give you a few, I'm going to throw out a few options. It's pretty hot, so just, you know, choose whatever works for you. You can come to a headstand, so you can do it in the middle of the room, or you can go to the wall if you feel that you're happy to stand on your head. You can bring your mat against the wall and just bring your legs against the wall, so you still get an inversion, but it's also kind of a restorative pose. Or maybe you just feel that you're done with all of this and you're just going to lay down in Shavasana already, and this is just as good. So plenty of options. And see what is it that you need right now. We're going to stay for about a couple of minutes. If you're in a headstand, make sure that you're going to have a wholesome, deep and beautiful breath. Flexing the feet. If you're laying down in Shavasana already, rotate the shoulders open, making sure that the palms of the hands are facing up towards the sky.
But there's one thing of which I'm sure. My God is real, for I can feel Him in my soul. Well, yes, God is real in my soul.
So if you're still up in some sort of an inversion,
Yes,
count
God
yourself 10 breaths.
For He has washed and made me whole. His love for me, well, it shines like pure gold. Yes, God is real,
Gently making your way
for I
to
can feel Him in my soul. Hare Ram, 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 Sita Ram, Ram.
Open your knees really wide. Find yourself literally lying in between your hips.
Ram, Ram, Sita Ram, 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 Hare Ram, 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 Sita Ram, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram.
Very gently making your way to Shavasana.
Sita Ram, and I have found a way to live.
Spreading your arms away from your body. Maybe imagining somebody standing above you and very gently pressing your shoulders down, allowing you to open your heart and your chest a little bit more. And then only if you'd like, take a deep breath, inhale, and then open your mouth and say,
Akanda Mandalakaram Vyap vyaptam yena characharam tatpadam darshitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Ajnanatirmirandasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Deva Maheshvara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Ishtavaram Jangamam Vyaptam Yatkinsit Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Mayam vyapitam sarvam Trilokyam sacharacharam Asitvam tarshitam yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Sarva Shruti Shiroradna Virajita Padambuja Vedantam Buja Suryoyas Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Chaitanyam Shashvatam Shantam Vyomatitam Niranjanam Nada Bindu Kalatitam Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Jana Shakti Samaruda Tadvamala Vibhushita Bhukti Mukti Pradatacha Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Aneka Janma Samprapta Karma Bandha Vidahine Atma Jana Pradhanena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shoshanam Bhava Sindosha Japanam
Maybe you want to bring your arms overhead, giving yourself a good stretch, flexing the feet and pointing the feet, and then flexing and pointing again. Whenever you're ready, begin to bend the knees, roll over to the right side, staying there for a moment or two. Then whenever you're ready, bring yourself to sit with the help of your left hand. finding a brick or a bolster, or maybe you want to come to half a lotus or even a full lotus, and then you don't need a prop. And then once you found your seat, placing the hands on the thighs or the knees, maybe you want to have the hands together towards the center of the body. Gently begin to close your eyes, finding the back of your sitting bones opening up. And really find a seat where you no longer have to put any effort into it. Find a seat that makes you feel like you are floating. Taking a moment to feel the fruits of your practice and dedication and hard work. Taking another moment to acknowledge your discipline and for showing up here time after time. And then taking one more moment to remember that sense of gratitude we've been talking about throughout the class. Let's bring the hands to the heart in Namaste. Closing the practice with 3 times Om. Let's exhale everything out. Taking a deep breath, inhale, fill up. Fill up a little bit more, then fill up all the way to the crown. Amba Sadhguru Bhagavan Ki. Jai. Bowing your head down, bowing down to yourself. Om Bolo Sadhguru Bhagavan Ki, meaning victory to the Guru within you. So, bowing down to the Guru that brought you here, even in these extreme weather conditions. Thank you so much, everyone, for troopering through and for joining. Have a fantastic day. I think that global warming is still with us, so we can still have a swim. Some are illegal today. I'll see you when I'll see you. Have a great day. If you have any props, please just leave them here. Don't walk around. I'm going to return them. Make sure that you're leaving the room and the studio with a safe distance from each other, especially with the amount of sweat that was poured here. See you next time.
Namo, 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 Namo. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Hanuman. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Hanuman. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Hanuman. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Hanuman. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Hanuman. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Hanuman. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya